All right, all right. Um, so I wasn't sure about making this video, but I got a story to tell, and I'm going to tell it. So, and I'm going to tell it in the most Dave way possible. So today's a special day. Today was the last day of my radiation therapy or treatments, and I was receiving radiation because I was diagnosed in late December with a low grade or low level prostate cancer. So let's talk about how I got here, the treatment, and then just some funny things that happened along the way. And you'll see how the story unfolds. Basically, what happened was last year I got a new primary physician, Dr. Azim. She's really dope, and all the nurses that work for her are dope. Um, so the doc was on me about getting blood tests and everything like that, which I did. I went through a series of blood tests. These were basic stuff, that basic things that she was doing to try to get my medical records caught up. During the test, um, came back that my PSA, which is the prostate systems antigen, something like that. The PSA, it's a protein that's built up in your prostate that's if it gets too high, it means you probably have cancer. It was too high. It was just a little bit over the acceptable levels. So then I was referred to a specialist. They ran my test again, and I I remember it. They ran my no, he gave me another blood test, and PSA came back high again. So at that point, we had to do a biopsy. Now, if you ever had a biopsy, um, you already know that's bad. I had to have a prostate biopsy. It's only one way in. Not fun. So, had the biopsy in November. The results of the biopsy came back. Um, came back mid-December. It was like a Tuesday. I remember that day. I was at the studio. I was at Artworks, and I got the call from the doc, and doc was just like a bad news buddy. It's prostate cancer. Uh, it's low level. He said it was low level prostate cancer. So I was just like stunned. Okay, what does that mean? He said, "Look, I'm gonna refer you to a specialist. He's gonna answer all of your questions." So I was like, okay, all right. So let me tell you about my primary physician. Well, let me tell you about my doctors. My first doctor is Dr. Azim. She's this little Middle Eastern lady, and she wears I guess it's the hijab, wears hijab, but she's got like that mama voice, and so she's always on me about the things I need to do, and she just kind of has this look at you. How your mama looks at you, and you just kind of like, okay, yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's Dr. Azim, and she's really really dope. Um, my other doctor, Dr. Steinbecker, he was the first doctor that did my blood test, my second PSA test, and my not my colonoscopy, but my biopsy. And because he has to do a biopsy on my prostate, that's not exactly the most fun thing in the world to do, I don't think. But he's like this rock star dude, um, very laid back. Um, he would always crack jokes and he would just talk to you while he's doing what he's doing, and it was kind of odd because it's like I'm having this conversation with this guy while he's literally like doing this biopsy. And well, when you do a prostate biopsy, there's only one way to go in. So yeah, but needless to say, made it work. And then My cancer doctor, Dr. Frazier, is he's more like my country doctor, like one of those country doctors you see on all those old TV shows. Um, but real cool dude. He's real chill. Very matter of fact. Um, Kind of been there, done that. And very a very informative guy. So kudos to them, and then shout outs to all the nurses, and they really came through. So they made this they made made coming to the cancer center easy for me and all that type of stuff. So shout outs to them. They really did a great job, and I really appreciate them a lot. Long story short, or long story less long, I met with Dr. Frazier, and we did a test to see just how aggressive the cancer was. And that's when I found out there's levels to cancer. Even though they said it's low level cancer, there's really some other levels to it. And there's like three things they look for, not stages, things that they look for. For the first two things that they were looking for, I was good. It was, nothing about cancer is good, but at least it wasn't progressing, or it wasn't, that bad. But the third thing they were looking for was how aggressive it is, and yeah, it was pretty aggressive. It was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and crash out real quick. That's what my cancer was saying. Um, so they decided that it was probably best that I go ahead and aggressively get the treatment that I needed, which was radiation treatment. Now, let me tell you about my radiation treatment. When I talked to Doc was like, okay, there's a couple ways we can do these treatments. You can do like 22 sessions, basically come in every day, 5 days a week, and we can zap you. Or you can do 5 sessions, but these 5 sessions is basically like the 22 but condensed into 5. So it's a little bit more radiation, but it's very, very focused. It's very focused, it's very specific. So I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Let's do the 5 sessions. We're going to do the 5 sessions. And then he told me the name. And this is some of the funny stuff. He told me the name of what they call the treatment because of the machine that they use. Y'all, I don't know who this company is or anything like that. And I'm not, because I'm very grateful they took care of me. But the CEO had to let his son or his daughter name the thing, because he called it the Cyberknife. The Cyberknife. First of all, if this was the 80s, the Cyberknife would be the coolest weapon in the world. I don't know why, but it would be. It would be the 80s. It's the coolest weapon in the world. And you know that it's either some barbarian type hero or some space superhero that's using the Cyberknife. That's all I know. Um, but yeah, it's called the Cyberknife, and it's this big machine with like a big old ant head. It basically is like it's got it's a big old ant head on a ball head and swivel arm, and then another ball head, another swivel arm attached to a big old turret that turns it all, moves it all around. It's like a big welding robot mixed with the laser gun from Johnny Quest, and like if you've ever seen a small rig magic arm, it's kind of like that all in one. And basically what it does is it turkey necks around you and zaps you with the radiation. You can't see it obviously, but sometimes you can feel it. So yeah, it just does that 5 times, and it's super super concentrated radiation, and it's super super specific. So so that's the Cyberknife, and that's what it's called. It literally is called the Cyberknife. I would look at that big old logo daily. So another funny story that I have is, like I said, today, Tuesday, was my last treatment with the Cyberknife. I still just If this was the '80s, it'd be the coolest name ever. And I've already said that, but still, it just Cyberknife. It just rolls off the tongue. Um, but another funny story was when I got done with my session, I had to get processed out by one of the nurses, and so they put me in this waiting room with this older gentleman, white dude, and we just were talking about, hey, what kind of treatment you get and that type of stuff. He was getting radiation treatment too. I think he was doing the multiples. He had to do like 10 treatments in so many days and everything like that. And then I told him I did the 5 and how they did, and he's like, "Oh man, that's the shortest session I ever heard." And I was like, "Oh well, cool. Yeah, they trying some stuff out." And then he was like, "Well, look, if you ever do chemo, I'll tell you right now, there's only one way to deal with the pain." And well, let's roll that back. He told me a lot of other stuff. Some was kind of concerning, but I'm gonna keep his business. But when we were talking about chemotherapy, he was like, "If you want to deal with the chemo and deal with the pain, go get you some weed. Get the strongest shit you can get because you're gonna need it." I said, "Oh wow, that kind of makes sense." So yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I smoke my weed. It's the strongest shit I can get, and I'm good for at least 2 to 3 hours. Then I got to smoke some more." I was like, huh. Now the funny thing about it was, normally I would be like, okay, white guy trying to connect with the black dude, uh, and he's going to talk about weed. In this case, it's different because this gentleman and I were something else. We're 2 cancer patients. So now, 2 guys with cancer, we're going to connect on something that is universal: pain and fatigue. So that's what helped connect us, and that's what he was saying he uses to deal with his pain from his chemotherapy sessions. And I understood. I was just like, and I just thought that was funny. It's like 2 cancer guys just connecting, just talking about, this is what we got to deal with. So all in all, guys, that's pretty much my journey, my cancer journey. Having to go through this, I just want to reiterate and stress to all my people, all my friends and family, go see the doctor. Go get checked out. Go get checked up. Fortunately, I got lucky, and they were able to catch this fairly early. And I do say fairly because we probably could have caught it. If I had gone to the doctor sooner, we probably would have caught it sooner. But all things considered, we did catch it, and we were able to treat it. I'm still under a 3 months observation period, and I still have to get a second PSA, or well, no, a third PSA at this point. And then I do have to do a checkup with Dr. Frazier in June. I guess that'll go over the results of the PSA, and if we need to go back in, treat some more. Don't know. And then you never know, there may be biopsies and more MRIs and all that type of stuff. So, but yeah, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you haven't yet, go get checked up, go get checked out by a doctor, go get your blood test, go get the PSA exam, get all of that. And don't be scared, don't be prideful. Trust me, it can save your life. It really can. And with that said, I hope you guys liked the video. I know this is a different video, but I definitely wanted to tell my story, and obviously we mixed in some artistic elements. Hope you guys like that. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button that tells YouTube that you like me as an individual, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. That being said, DKG72, David Gordon. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.